It's time for the final match. The Ranked Royale EU will be decided by this one. Who comes out first, Zen or Mawkzy? Here we go. The final match. Mawkzy versus Zen. As they trade good lucks, we begin. Mawkzy actually comes into this game as the higher seed, you could argue. Now, there wasn't really seeds in pool play, but it's worth noting because so far in every match... Oh my goodness. Never mind. Let's all take a brief moment. We can talk more about it later because Zen is hitting a nasty clip to start this game. A double reset, but not your conventional double reset, as he goes up 1-0. He's rocking his Vitality decal, and you love to see it. The team spirit in this match against Mawkzy. But as I was gonna say, Mawkzy on the blue team, because he is technically the higher seed, he finished higher rated than Zen. Him and Zen traded off #1 rated in EU during the duration of the qualifying period a lot, but ultimately Mawkzy had it when the qualification ended. And so far, every match has gone such that the winner is the player who finished higher rated in the qualification. Going to show that the qualification was a great example of what was to come. Now, that would mean Mawkzy needs to beat Zen in this matchup for that to happen. Last time they matched up, Zen was able to win. Zen was able to win against just about everybody in the 1v1 world, with the exception of one. And I bet you Zen is ready for that rematch. I'm sure he wants it to come as soon as possible. But for now, he has Mawkzy in the Ranked Royale. Mawkzy swinging wide in net in an attempt to try and cover that back post. Zen decides to try and play into that still. Didn't try and shoot near post. Tried to put it behind Mawkzy. Zen should be able to get a goal here. Mawkzy not controlling this ball like he wanted to. As he was looking to grab midfield boost, he was hoping for some kind of touch that probably glued the ball to the wall and enabled him to grab 100. That's not what happened. Zen flipping to the corner, prepping to make a play on the ball after checking to see if Mawkzy was going to chase him down, but still didn't matter. Mawkzy there. I think that was meant to be a catch from Mawkzy. Pops the ball up, and he sees that Zen is leaving, and he drops the ball immediately. I wonder if that's because he was expecting a challenge. Normally you want to see Mawkzy get those carries and get to his flick game, something that he absolutely dominates in. But instead, he brought the ball to the ground, which is usually favorable when someone's coming to challenge you, and yet still Zen able to follow it up quickly for a goal. This could be a kickoff goal for Mawkzy. Didn't get enough power on it. Zen was there, and he sets Zen up for a perfect wall-to-air dribble. Zen falls from ceiling height. Actually didn't get a reset there. So Mawkzy's not going to have any trouble clearing this one. Wants the potential demo, or at least to chase Zen off the ball. He gets neither. Zen has the back corner boost and the ball to work with. Full field dribble aimed at that right post the whole way, and ends up shooting it right there. Not a lot of lateral movement, but a late pop means Mawkzy can't get the save. He connects with Zen, but not with the ball. 4-1. Zen looking to dominate early. Mawkzy wants redemption for sure. If there's anybody who I know is confident in their gameplay, it's definitely Mawkzy. Just because Zen has been playing well and beat him the last time, I know he believes in himself to get this win. But I think pretty much every player who makes it to the top is very, very confident in their own ability. And I think one way to prove that is by the fact that everybody wanted their match against Zen. Even those that really were not in the realm. Everybody felt they could do it and wanted to get their chance at it, but Zen continues to take everybody down. Touch off the back wall and a long shot. Just barely quick enough that Mawkzy can't get to it. Zen. Kickoff win, wall to air dribble. Mawkzy just nowhere in the stratosphere. Not a great early challenge as he comes off the wall. He absolutely killed his momentum and then jumped. I don't know if he was expecting Zen to just drop the ball down and play his reset much later. He makes it easy on Zen. Mawkzy gets a third. Kickoff sequence in his favor. Mawkzy seemed like a mistaken missed touch in the corner, but he's able to swing back around and still get the ball on top of his car. He gets to get to his flick for the first time this game. Sends it wide. Forces Zen to slam on the inside of the net. Follow-up's not there. Zen has prevented Mawkzy from being able to get to that favorite flick of his. Carrying the ball, turn right, flick left, with arrow left. Ones that, when he's able to do it, nobody can stop, and he might actually have a chance here. No, Zen, of course, turning immediately, challenging and preventing Mawkzy from ever getting control. And what is, and Mawkzy's going to slam it right away. I mean, maybe because I just happened to be talking about it. He does only have 50 seconds. But Mawkzy's so good once he can control it. He finally demoed and has space to do so. What does he do? He tries to take advantage of a demo on a really long shot. I don't think that long shot's ever going to make its way in. Instead, it leads to another Zen goal. So 43 seconds. Mawkzy needs 3 straight kickoff wins. Doesn't seem to have the first. By 3, I mean 4. He needs 4 straight kickoff wins. And now he needs 5. Mawkzy's throwing the GG, so we will go ahead and end the timer here. Zen takes game number 1, 8-3. So we head to game number 2. Game number 2. Bit of a break in between game 1 and 2 as Zen's power cuts out. Luckily, it doesn't cut out mid-match. It cuts out right in between. So all he has to do is power it back up. We are back into the game. Will it affect Zen's momentum? Doesn't seem like it so far. He did also switch his car in the time he had between the matches, loading back up the game. He scores first in the first 12 seconds. Wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy. Normally a good counter to a standard kickoff, but Zen, who went standard, actually in a decent position here. Mawkzy gets the demo and converts the goal. Zen did not win the race to the boost because of that wave dash kickoff, and as he flips back to net, it becomes an easy target. Mawkzy here to challenge this flick before it gets anything going. And it leads to a very clean counterattack. Delayed kickoff again from Zen. We see him incorporating that a lot more than just crucial overtimes. He takes an air dribble into a reset, and this one's tame by Zen standards. So often you can get these goals after immediate kickoff wins as the defender rotating in late goes to grab that back corner boost, slightly out of position. Mawkzy wins the next kickoff, and you can tell just the threat of Zen coming to the ball maybe forces Mawkzy up a little bit early. as he might have been able to tap that over the top of Zen and much more on target, but he felt, I have to be so fast. To be sure that I can beat Zen, I have to be quick. What a save from Mawkzy. Zen had gone up the sidewall and off the ceiling, and then he actually found himself another goal. Zen turned in and tried to demo and take the ball away. Maybe he was just trying to low challenge, but Mawkzy had that read. Mawkzy bumps Zen off this kickoff as well. Kickoffs have been going in Mawkzy's favor in the past few, and he's used it to his advantage. Zen wants a pinch. It's off the ceiling and onto the ground. Zen is always around. Every time Mawkzy wants to set up a possession, he's never been able to do it comfortably. Zen dribble resets. Tries to get the goal line 50. Gets a boost steal. Mawkzy is the first time getting to his spot, and there's the flick. And this is why Zen has been challenging him so much. He didn't want to let him get to the signature Mawkzy flick, but if this isn't it, I don't know what is. Turning right, flipping left, and launching a 115 km/h boomer. Put himself up 2. Zen, super obvious delay kickoff this time around. Mawkzy reads that, demos, and scores. Zen single jumping and wave dashing on his way to the kickoff, far away from the ball. Zen taking advantage of Mawkzy being a bit greedy. This was not going to be an easy position to score from. Mawkzy using his second flip in an attempt to corral all the way to the side of the ball. An attempt to redirect it on target. That is not a safe play. You are not protecting your own net. The process of doing so and going all in. Mawkzy using the wave dash for another kickoff win. This time fakes the flick. Zen is able to cut it off early, but then gets bumped. Mawkzy just got enough out of that fake flick. You see him setting it up, and Zen, even though he did get a piece of the ball, definitely flew out past the ideal position to challenge, and that's because he's expecting Mawkzy to actually execute the flick, and instead Mawkzy took it to the ground. Another kickoff win. The kickoffs have been killer for Zen, and that's not the first time you've probably heard this if you've been watching Zen's run through 1v1. At the beginning, he was winning despite his kickoff woes. He's been able to clean it up more recently, and one easy way to do that against Mawkzy's favorite kickoff is the delay, which is what Zen does this time. Fairly easy to execute. Just slow down as you approach the ball late, and Mawkzy will single jump it into you. Have a tough time dashing down. This time, Zen just matches him and does not win the race to the midfield boost. Mawkzy, though, the ball is on the blue half, so he has to corral it, but he gets to his flick, and he slams it in the left side of the net. Zen fought for the midfield boost, and frequently that can put you out of position if you don't win the race, which he did not. This time Mawkzy punishes going with his flick. Reads this fake kickoff this time. Can't delay it too much, or Mawkzy will adjust. Pushes this one off the side wall and around Zen's delay. Another delay. Works a bit better. Mawkzy did try and go wave dash on this one. Still a possession for Mawkzy, though. 5-goal lead. Nobody in this tournament has had any sort of lead like this on Zen. We saw Luis P lead for moments of game 3, but only by a couple goals. Mawkzy off the side wall, trying to show that he has the aerial game as well. Threatens the shot all the way down, but ultimately only ever goes for it off the bounce, and Zen is there to stop it. Zen with space. Wants to try and match Mawkzy on the flick. Doesn't hit it nearly as hard as him. A miss on the side wall. Zen trying to jump back. Mawkzy takes the double and misses wide. Zen had a quick recovery, but probably still should have been punished there, and Mawkzy unable to capitalize. Interesting touch. clipping the ball with the tail end of his car and the post in order to pinch it high and set up his counterattack. Mawkzy has possession now and boost, but I'm not sure what he was hoping for. It's really hard to get a tight angle shot like this, or corralling the ball and hitting a slow flick. I mean, Zen is way more likely to get a booming clear. Mawkzy's other choice, maybe take that ball into the corner, look to play a longer possession instead of trying to rush it directly into the net. But Mawkzy's got himself another goal. GG, says Zen. 10-5. Mawkzy wins this one. We're going to skip the replay. Just end it for him. 1-1. Zen and Mawkzy going toe-to-toe. Game 3, and the story has to be the kickoffs. If you're a Zen fan, had a really tough time winning even a small portion of them. Mawkzy won a ton in the row to get a huge lead, and then even though Zen cleaned it up a little bit late, at that point, it was too late. Zen has hopped into the plaid Fennec. This one actually, I like this one. I remember his previous plaid Fennec wasn't the same colors. This one looks like he's a gentleman. Zen scores first. Mawkzy, in an attempt to collect the ball, gets it dunked right off the top of him, and it'll be a musty from Mawkzy. A rolling musty to give the speed he needs. The grusty, the ground musty. That's gross. I will not be calling it the grusty ever again. Zen slow rolling this ball at Mawkzy. Leads to the Mawkzy shot. Zen missed the 100 boost. He absolutely needed that. No question. Has to turn around and take a trip back to it. Mawkzy surprises him as he moves out to the midfield. Might all come down to having to take a slight detour back to the boost, and then he's boosting out to midfield to regain the space that he had to give up. Mawkzy takes advantage of that by taking a quick shot. Zen flick into the crossbar, follow up just wide of the post. The third one will finally go in. Mawkzy had to respect everyone. Probably didn't. It's easier to say in retrospect, but that one did look a bit wide. If Mawkzy was able to stay grounded and not try and react to them, might have been able to get out of the repetitive sequence. But since when is it a good idea to bet that Zen is going to miss? Zen, kickoff win for a lead. Mawkzy missed his wave dash, but then it actually turned into a pretty neat pre-flip into the ball. Zen missing a first touch again. In this corner, he has not been his usual self. And this time, it turns into another goal. We saw him miss the boost. This time he misses the setup, allows for Mawkzy to come in, close the distance, and now he's having to drive back around the ball, set up a much more awkward play, something that likely to have holes that Mawkzy can attack. Zen, bump off the kickoff, has the read off the crossbar, regains the lead. Kickoffs have been equalized here in this match, or in this game, I should say. Wave dash kickoff does not work for Mawkzy to win the race to the boost. Zen, soft flick. I was going to say trying to bump Mawkzy, but it's not a bump. It's a demo. Must have hit supersonic right before connecting with him. That side flip took him the final bit of speed. Mawkzy trying to dish something in from the back wall. Zen above the ball. leads much only pinches and busty flicks sometimes. You can get underneath it and pop the ball back up with a flick like that. Mawkzy sends the ball away off the side wall. Now it'll be Zen all the way from the back corner. Takes this to the ground. Mawkzy able to intercept it. Zen never grabbing a reset, making it a bit easier for Mawkzy to read as it comes to the ground. Mawkzy collecting the ball as it bounces off the post. Gets to his favorite position. Has Zen on the ropes now. Zen tried to pre-jump his dribble, could not make it back. Even though Zen was able to make the first save, it still left him in nets. Having to deal with a continued Mawkzy attack this time. Zen pre-jumping out to the midfield. Mawkzy taking a much tighter angle than that on his air dribble. Zen. Bounce dribble. Oh my goodness. You could attack the entirety of the net when you set up a dribble like this. He could have hooked it back on the far post, but instead he slams it off the near post. It goes in at 86 kilometers per hour. Another time that Zen has been robbed of the true speed of the shot, because if that went in without hitting the post, it was going to have a lot more on it. Oh, this pre-flip for another kickoff goal. Not an easy angle to work with when you have Mawkzy chasing you down from behind. Zen single jump delays and flips right at the perfect moments in order to tap in the pre-flip. Mawkzy kickoff win, something that he hadn't had in a while, as Zen slowly extended his lead. Lean back into the reset. The flick is far out, and he knows he's got a defender all the way back on the goal line since Mawkzy just respawned there. Mawkzy just barely able to send this one to the ceiling. Now on the wrong side of the ball, Zen trying to chase him down to bump him. Mawkzy finally misses, and Zen's able to get another. It's always a dangerous position for him. Delay kickoff for Zen. Works like it wasn't working in the previous game. Mawkzy able to get his own back corner, though. He'll take the ball down to the ground. Zen's not going to let you do that. Mawkzy was hoping for Zen to completely back off so that he could finally get one of his dribbles, but Zen turns right back into the play, steals this one, and Mawkzy throws the GG. So 9-4 with a minute left to go. We will end this one. Zen up 2-1 in a best of 5, one game away from winning the Ranked Royale. Remind them. Game 4, Zen and Mawkzy. Zen now on match point. He's out of the plaid and into a bluster bar with an L, or is it buster bar? I always forget. But Zen scores first, as he did in the previous game. Wins the race to the midfield. Mawkzy tried to beat him there and gets left out to dry. As happens many times, you can make the decision not to try and race, instead go back to your corner, or maybe just play on the ball. And those could lead to maybe slightly easier to handle positions. But when Zen has space, he does stuff totally like this to you. So you could feel like it's win the race right now or not win it at all. As Zen styles for a quick 2-goal lead. Mawkzy allowed to bring the ball all the way down to the ground. Doesn't want to overcommit on this take, though. Without any boost, it's not likely that he's going to be able to score. Even if he does use a flick, then he's not going to make it back if Zen gets any sort of power on his save. 3-0. Mawkzy spamming the reverse cam in a bit of frustration. Thank you with a 500-bit smash sack. Zen able to get 4-0. He is trying to make it a bit anticlimactic to end. The perfect delay to counter the wave dash kickoff. Zen is now finally dictating what happens here. Mixing up perfectly to keep Mawkzy guessing. The one game he did lose, he seemed to be trying to desperately cling to the delay as a way to come back, and Mawkzy was able to predict those and capitalize on them. This time around now it's Mawkzy who looks to try and regain his form on the kickoff. Zen's flick, the tail end of his boost, is saved, and here's a great position for Mawkzy. Zen, though, his positioning on his shadow defenses has been such that Mawkzy never feels like he has a window. Something that's really hard to do, especially against a guy like Mawkzy once he has the ball on top of his car. Mawkzy grabs the corner boost, has a win, should be able to put this in for a goal. So 4-1, Mawkzy on the board. Zen maybe taking a sip of water or something as he watches this goal go in. You can tell he dropped his controller at the end of that shot. Hopefully it wasn't a power DC. It looks like it wasn't. He's still here. Mawkzy, another kickoff win. He wants to give the fans what they want to see, a nice close final game. He's not able to follow this one up. Zen takes that far right boost, and he'll take the left as well. First touch resets. Does manage to get a shot off with it, but Mawkzy able to make the save low to the ground. Wins this challenge. Shouldn't be able to follow it up, though. Zen tried to play the ball into the corner and be the first to the boost. Ended up accidentally launching himself in the net. Mawkzy decides not to shoot right away. Instead, a delay. Try and see if he could put it behind Zen as he preps in net. Zen, 2 saves in a row. This one uses the help of the crossbar, and that shot comes out as a bit of a dud. Zen has stopped moving again. Stop scaring me like that. Zen had a power outage earlier that had a delay between games 1 and 2. Mawkzy is finally able to score. Zen had a few different saves, but the air dribble bump ends up being the answer. Zen demos Mawkzy to make it a 5-2 lead. He already planned the time a little bit. He knows he can let it slow roll in. Zen, huge clear off the backboard. Has to use a ton of boost to catch back up to it, but he actually perfectly collects it. Not able to dunk this play off Mawkzy, though. Thought he was going to be able to stuff it right back in. Instead, he sends it off the backboard, and he is turtled, so he must not have had the best recovery. Mawkzy trying to control this ball as Zen recovers into the orange half, and there is the signature flick. Mawkzy always aiming for that left side of the net. Zen decides to half flip off the ball and set up himself up in net. Mawkzy beats him. Previously, we saw Zen almost never letting Mawkzy collect the ball. With 30 boost, would have expected him to continue to keep pressure on. Right now, wall to air dribble. Mawkzy challenges quick before it can really get started off the ceiling. Don't think he should be able to find an angle as Zen makes it back in time to get the save. Now a wall to air dribble of his own. Mawkzy in net with 100, but it doesn't matter. Zen takes the reset down to the ground. Mawkzy tried to chase him up the wall there slightly, which means he gets the net just a bit later. I cannot make the save as Zen smashes it to Go up 2. Delay kickoff again. Zen trying to stay one step ahead. This one doesn't work as cleanly as it had previously. This time, Zen has to save on Mawkzy's flick. Air dribble, Musty! Even Mawkzy has to throw the nice one. Zen in the zone late. Under a minute to go. Puts himself up 3 with a great flick, 109 km/h. As he continues to push higher and higher. Mawkzy misses his kickoff, and now it's Zen quickly with the ball. Steals the back corner boost. Mawkzy, though, might have gotten a good enough bump that he can long shot this in. So not out of this game. 43 seconds. Mawkzy needs 2 solid kickoffs. Zen has been mixing up a lot. Will he delay again? He does. Mawkzy, though, doesn't go to the kickoff at all because he's expecting that, and he shoots an immediate shot. This is a great read from Mawkzy of how the game has been going. Zen had started to rely on that delay big time, and Mawkzy just swings around the ball and slams one directly on target. So 40 seconds now for Mawkzy to work in his next goal. Zen's not going to take the risk of delaying this time, and Mawkzy wins his wave dash. Has collected the ball far too close to the net, though, to find a way to get that flick in. Zen backflip challenges. It's still Mawkzy with the possession. Zen trying to at least clear him into the back wall, and you expect Zen to be there. There's a slight bit of time as the ball rolls up. He comes back down before Mawkzy can control it, and Zen wants to go break up the play before that happens. We might see a similar situation here on this roll up the back wall. Zen not likely to let Mawkzy just control this, but he actually does let Mawkzy get a couple consecutive touches. Now it's 0 seconds. Zen with 47 boost, and anywhere to hit it on the ground, and he could win. Mawkzy actually keeps this up. I'm surprised Zen used his flip. Mawkzy doesn't grab boost, but he has 60 to work with. He's in his spot. Zen dunks the ball off of him and wins the Ranked Royale with a 3-1 over Mawkzy. Zen continues to play some of the best 1v1 we've ever seen.